Hi, I'm Kili, also known as Kelly.
And I'm Feely, also known as Alex.
Welcome to our corner of the Shire,
Where we will show you how to bring Middle Earth
into your daily life to keep you
a happy hobbit.
See that one?
Whoa. Oh, that's gorgeous. It's the spine.
That is cool. Oh, that's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just the book. Illustrated. Oh, this is the Tolkien illustrated one, probably. Yeah, those are all Tolkien ones.
So I am here with Ian Leno from
Orthodox.
and we're here at New York Comic Con. This is the first Tolkien themed section that I've seen so far
It's a shame.
at the con, yeah. But look at this beautiful artwork. Can you tell me a little bit more about what these are?
Sure, so I'm a stained glass artist by trade, and I approach Middle Earth Industries about creating officially licensed artwork for Lord of the Rings. I am a huge fan. I call it a foundational fandom. It's,
Oh yeah, that's
one of the first things that got me into just the world of nerdery. My parents read these books to me as a child. I've loved them since then. And so it's been amazing to be able to go from being a fan to being an official creator for them. So what we do is I create original stained glass pieces. We also recognize that those can be expensive, and so we do art prints. Yeah, that's one of our original pieces up top. And then art prints, instead of doing those on paper that goes on a wall, I do them on a vinyl film that goes on a window and turns any piece of glass into stained glass.
that's so cool.
Thank you. Thanks.
So how did you choose the designs that you ended up creating?
It was one of the most difficult parts of the process because there's such an amazing breadth of content in the world of Middle Earth and so many ways to interact with that and to parse it out. And what I ended up doing was starting my adventure in the Shire, where the other adventures start too.
Oh, yeah.
So all of these pieces relate to the Shire as the way that adventures start.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Thanks. And I intend to use these as the beginning of their own separate lines within this. So
Okay.
we'll have a series that are The Road Goes Ever On. And so this is the first in that. And so it'll be places where the path that leads toward them. It's that call to adventure that invites people to come in
Yes.
and be part of the tale. We're doing pubs across Middle Earth, both ones that are in the books, and we'll be doing some of our own original things that are based on a lot of the places and characters too. Sting is the first of like relics and reliquaries, and it's magical items and important devices and pieces of Middle Earth history in that way.
How do you suggest one place it on the window?
Sure. So they're easy to peel off and just put on a window. They all come with a card that gives you a few extra tips just to make sure you get all the little air bubbles out.
Oh, so if you don't like where you put it, you can adjust it.
Yeah, there's no adhesive, so they come down at any time. They stay up as long as you want them to. We move these all over the country for conventions, but then at any point you can grab a corner and peel one off and put it somewhere else. So they're easy if you're renting, if you just want to keep moving things around, reorganize. As we're making new ones, maybe you want to restructure how those are.
Yeah, you could make a collage.
Right, and one of the things that I've done that I'm particularly proud of is in the corners, there's the ring, and when you put them next to
Oh
each
my gosh, I didn't notice
put them next to
that.
each other, it reveals the hidden rings.
Yeah.
We have these available in 2 different sizes, and all of them will grid out like that to make the
Oh,
rings.
that's so cool.
Thank you.
And it looks like you've got some non-Tolkien-inspired.
Yeah, so these are some of my own creations. I'm doing a line of gaming saints. We love to do Gen Con and other gaming conventions, so these are...
Is that where the Orthodox in the title comes in with the...
Yeah, so I came up in the church, and so in college I did a lot of art history, Gothic art, Byzantine art, things like that. And I think that the overlap of fandom and faith is a really exciting place to explore.
And Tolkien's perfect.
Exactly,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's part of our modern mythology, and so
Yeah.
like it's. I wanted to showcase the stories that are being created now. Have the same power to unite people, to bring communities together, to give us points of contact that encourage conversation and aspire and give us like aspirational figures that draw us forward into being our better selves. And so, Geek Orthodox was my way to play with that fact of
Yeah.
kind of merging those 2 worlds.
Well, I think that it's so positive and community focused. And
Thank you, and I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about the geek world and places like New York Comic Con is we're all here together and everyone's on equal footing. However you come to this, you come as equals, and so you can come and share things with people that maybe you don't have anything else in contact with.
that's been one of the most rewarding parts about being part of the Tolkien fandom is knowing how many people I've met and friendships I've made that there's no reason in my daily life I would have ever come across them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
to get to have that connection and that shared love and then find out more about who they are and what they've been through and what they bring to the table, it's always such a humbling experience because we're all so different, but yet we're also similar.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. It's become an isolating world, and so the things that draw us together, I think, are more important than ever.
And your art style is just so charming. Like, I want to say cozy. Like, these are just like, they just make you happy to look at them. The use of color and the way that the style that everything is treated. Just,
And I was wearing that on.
I have to get one because it makes me happy to look at it.
Well, thank you so much.
So-
It's been wonderful to be able to kind of guide you through what got me here.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of my adventure, so I'm really excited for everyone that's joined us on the Kickstarter, and as we continue to make new art, I'm looking forward to seeing what people are wanting to see more of.
So for those of us like me who missed the Kickstarter and are not at New York Comic Con, where can we get this?
Sure. So the Kickstarter ended, but it is still open for late pledges for the next short amount of time. I don't remember exactly how long. That will roll over to the Pledge Manager, which will be in my shop, geekorthodox.com. And then once those pledges are fulfilled, we'll have everything up and running there.
So potentially, we can get some of these for the holidays?
Yes. Yeah. So if you still get it on the late pledge on Kickstarter, that will go out for holidays for all of the flings. The original pieces are in production, and those will be out toward the first quarter of next year.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're really busy here, but really appreciate it. And I'm sure our viewers are going to be so excited to learn about this wonderful new way to bring Middle Earth into their home.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It's been amazing. I love being part of the Tolkien family.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Like my mom is much less accommodating than you are, or something like. She's much less sympathetic than you are. She's like, she has this bad habit of wanting to like just talk.
How's it going? Good. You're Nerd of the Rings.
I am.
Holy shit.
Nice to
Hey,
meet
what's
you.
up?
What's your name?
Steven. I'm a huge fan of your stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Nice to meet meet you, Steve.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good.
I saw that you were at Gen Con. I was like, you didn't come to my booth.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was so like I think that let me do a couple
I am here with Steve from Nigerian Art, and Steve is responsible for all of this luminous artwork that you see behind me. Want to tell me a little bit about, looks like a love of dragons.
I do love dragons. Probably started around 3rd grade when my 3rd grade teacher would take time to read us The Hobbit.
then you were
And kind of fell in love with it. I just fell in love with dragons at a very like impressionable young age. And then The Lord of the Rings came out when I was in high school. And that's when I started taking art classes, and my art teacher was like, hey, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I saw The Lord of the Rings and I was like, I think this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
I saw the concept art, like Alan Lee, John Howell's work. I was like, this is the coolest stuff I've ever seen, and this is what I always thought fantasy should be.
Yeah.
And I went to art school, started building a portfolio, and then around 2014 I was like, well, let me try taking my stuff to shows.
Yeah.
And people responded and started buying my work, and I just tell people I paint dragons, castles, and snowy mountains, and I love it.
So can you tell me a little bit about like the actual medium that these are printed on?
Yeah, so most of the work is done digitally. I will do the drawing in Procreate on my iPad, and then I will transfer that over into Photoshop, and I will do the final rendering in Photoshop. I do also paint in oil, so I might do the drawing in Procreate and then transfer that to a board. So like this Hogwarts painting was an original.
Yeah.
There's an Eye of Sauron painting that was an original. I have a few other originals. I usually don't sell those as prints because they're small and I want you to buy the original. So, but in terms of like print stuff, it's mostly all digital stuff in Photoshop.
So these canvases are actually aluminum?
So these are metal prints. So they are dye sublimated onto aluminum. It's printed on a transfer paper and heat pressed onto the surface.
Wow.
So the properties of the metal make them highly reflective and super luminous and vibrant. And the best thing about it,
complements the colors.
I do like my bright colors. And then you don't have to put it in a frame. So like a high gloss print, you put it behind glass, and then there's lots of glare. Metal prints, you just put them right up on the wall. And they're so bright.
Do you have a favorite here? Something that you have a story about? That
I mean, I have a favorite. It's my space Jurgen. She is my favorite piece. As an artist, you know, you kind of have this internal vision of a painting in your head, and usually it doesn't quite line up.
Right.
So that's why artists are very critical, because like we know what we wanted it to be, and it wasn't quite it. But this is pretty much almost exactly how I envisioned it.
Yeah.
And this is the piece that I really don't see any of the flaws in it.
Oh,
as compared to some of the other pieces where it's like, oh man, it could have been this way or that way, where this one's like, no, this is exactly what I want.
She wants to buy one of those.
I will get it, yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
So we can get your beautiful artwork on these.
On my website, yep.
But also
on playmats, yep. Yep, I do tabletop gaming playmats and metal prints. Same person that does the playmats does all my metal prints.
Awesome.
So he's super awesome. He's also an artist that does a lot of Star Wars work.
And where can we find your work?
On my website, nigerianart.com.
Thank you so much.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Awesome.
If I do get the separate office space, I'm gonna have like. Oh really?
Yeah, they're like, it's just cheaper and easier to hang, and I'm like, cool.
See, I'm wondering like, can I rig up? You know how like in elementary school they had like the different pull downs of like the world map and stuff. I'm like, maybe I'll have like a map section of the wall where it's just like, oh, here's the Balerian. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh wow. Is that the Silmarillion?
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
I think This looks like maybe Lord of the Rings size here.
Yep, the red book.
It's all free.
Can you imagine, like, if someone took The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and combined it into
this
They
massive,
never
like a
did
big-
a hardbound printing. And we start with hardbound copies of the books.
Yeah.
They never did a hardbound.
Right. I've seen where people, I guess it is usually paperback though, where
It's the illustrated.
I don't know. Like size-wise, it feels like a kennel.
I'm not sure. I'm not the expert.
Oh, that's fine.
We do them all in house. It's not.
Thank you, Matt.
damn.